LA Knight. Yeah, I'll tell you what, this guy, LA Knight, is absolutely electric right now. He is on fire, you know that, that's why you clicked the video. But Shaun Ricker, who is LA Knight, that's his real name, is so impressive to me, and I'm so proud of him as a fan, because this man is 40 years old. And it almost reminds me of DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, who didn't get his big break until his 40s and up. LA Knight has been under so many different names. He has wrestled for many different organizations. He started in 2003, so almost 20 years ago. He was with NWA. After the independent circuit he did, and then he went to NXT, was known as Slate Randall, when he was on Impact, then left, came back, was repackaged as Eli Drake, and then was repackaged again as LA Knight on NXT, and it just goes to show you that good things come to people who wait, like Triple H said, and I do believe that LA Knight will be a champion very soon, even though he did not win Money in the Bank. And I know a lot of people were confused with Damian Priest winning. If it was me, it would have been LA Knight or Logan Paul, just in terms of a heat or pop rate. But LA Knight proves that it's never too late in your career, no matter what you do, to be the guy. Because this is a guy who is in the WWF, WWE developmental world for a long time. He was doing motion captures for a lot of the video games. He was learning the craft, studying every wrestler, studying their moves, how they did intros, this and that, becoming an asset in any way that he could, which I think is really important. Just made himself available and worked on his craft in NWA, TNA, NXT, and did not complain or quit or give up and say, you know what, I didn't have my push like Brock did at 20, or I didn't have my rise to fame like The Rock or Triple H, but I'll have my day. And I'm super proud of him for that, because LA Knight is going to go down as one of the biggest superstars in WWE history. And that might sound a little bit silly now, but the way that man controls a promo, controls a crowd with confidence, with poise, it's very Chris Jericho-like. You could tell he has studied so many of the legends. I mean, I'm pretty positive he got the yeah from hell yeah, because if you just take away the hell from Stone Cold saying, give me a hell yeah, well then it's just yeah, except it's a little bit more pronounced with the yeah. Sorry, I love doing that impression, but it just goes to show how much he has been studying the craft and waiting for this spot. And it also helps that he is in incredible shape and an incredible in-ring performer too. You know, there's a lot of guys that have wrestled who have one or the other but don't have both. And when you can have the in-ring and the out-ring, which is the in-ring and the promo work, you have a cheat code or a life hack that so many don't have. And it doesn't matter that he's 40, because that just makes him more relatable to people. Older fans, or even just anybody, will root for him, especially if you knew him before as Eli Drake, or if you knew him as Slate Randall, or if you knew him as Max Dupri, I think he was. I mean, this guy was, basically for a while just considered a manager. Maybe just a talker, maybe just a guy that could do the talking, not anything else. And he has proven with his in-ring ability, way to work a crowd, way to work a match, way to time out the match, way to sell, and everything above that has really shown me that when this guy gets the push, which he will get, Triple H hinted at it in the press conference after Money in the Bank, where he said good things come to people who wait. He knows what's going on. He's privy to it. He knows he has a pretty good pulse on the WWE universe, and I do believe that Triple H will give LA Knight his flowers. And I do believe once that happens, he will have a very, very nice, long, lucrative run as a face. Because right now he's heel, but I think if you turn him as a face, keep his gimmick similar, this will be nuclear. He will be selling tons of t-shirts that say yeah on it. his pops are going to get bigger and bigger, and his checks are going to get bigger and bigger, and he's going to be the biggest superstar in the WWE in a couple years. Maybe not. Maybe look, Roman, Cena, some of those guys. I mean, they're almost untouchable. But for the up and comers, in quote, or the quote unquote new crop, in quote, I think he has the rocket attached to him, and it's all because of his hard work and his dedication and his love for wrestling. And I think at the end of the day, that's the biggest thing for me as a wrestling fan, and I feel like a lot of you guys listening agree. It's like when somebody is passionate about the sport and about wrestling and sports entertainment, you can really see it and feel it, and you can see that they've dedicated their life and craft to it, and it's so hard to root against that. And that's why not a lot of people are rooting against it, which is nice to see. So, LA Knight, Shaun, congrats. Can't wait to check back in on this video in a couple years and hopefully say I told you so. Because this is one of the more special rises, honestly, since Daniel Bryan, which was, and that was kind of unexpected for a little bit. And then look what it turned into, an incredible run. So hopefully that happens to LA Knight. And if so, then I'll say hell yeah. If you agree, make sure to thumbs up the video if you're an LA Knight fan. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And comment what you think about LA Knight. Do you love him? Do you hate him? You think he's going to be a champion? Do you think his loss in Money in the Bank is going to set him back? I'm curious. I love talking about wrestling here on Wrestle Rant Studios. I guest host every now and then when Pete is nice enough to let me on. So would love to have a discussion in the comments with you guys. Let me know what you think of LA Knight, his past gimmicks, the fact that he has been doing this for so long. It should be inspiring. It inspires me, and I hope it inspires others to really keep pursuing what they want while still working on their craft and not giving up. So shout out to LA Knight, one of the best.